How's everyone doing today? It's CJ Halleck with CJHalleck.com. It's February 4th, 2019. This is the Daily Hustle Report. Let's get into it.
I'm out here shining, 'cause I stay grinding. I'm out here shining, 'cause I stay grinding.
All right, so digging into the day. First off, had a great, amazing weekend. Sorry I did not get to the Daily Hustle Report over the weekend. I think for right now, I thought it was going to be best for me to go ahead and take the weekend off and not do the posts. I had some mental things I was working on, trying to get everything ready for this week, or not really this week as much as more so next week, as I get ready for the pre-launch content strategy and stuff to do the Blitz Challenge. So I got kind of in my mind a little bit too much, but other than that, moving into the quote of the day today, which is by Frank Ocean, and I did the quote of the day, the Daily Boost this morning, but quote of the day is "Work hard in silence, let your success make the noise" by Frank Ocean. Really enjoyed coming across that one in the quote lineup, but going through everything. So I stayed up last night to watch the Super Bowl. Really was looking into the plan was, and I had the notes thing open on my phone with a new note, with ready to list the Super Bowl ads. I was super ready to do a blog post talking about how awesome the Super Bowl ads were this year. And unfortunately, it didn't live up to so many different years. Game was a good game for the most. It was a great defensive game. Congrats to New England. I'm not a massive New England fan by any means, but either way, we were getting Nebraska represented in a Super Bowl, so way to go, Rex Burkhead. Other than that, let's go through the list here. So, and basically what I'm doing, just to give you guys an update, is I'm going to start the Daily Hustle Report as a blog as well. And what I'm doing is I'm basically just giving my thoughts and what I'm doing throughout the day as I'm doing it. So I'm taking breaks in between tasks and different things to kind of just give my thoughts at the moment while I'm, with the window open or a tab open with the blog post, so I can just kind of go through the day, and then I'll use that as I do the wrap up. So that way I can make sure that I cover a little bit more on how the day went. So moving forward into the day, first things first, wrapped up the book for the month this month, which is Naming a Brand. Complete walkthrough, little workbook. And I say little, it's a full 8.5 by 11, but it's like 26 pages, 24, 26, something like that. Very small book. I think I have it listed at $5.99, $4.99, something like that. So it's super cheap. Has not been approved yet, so I'm still waiting for the proof, or waiting to get approved so I can order the proof, go through it, and try to get that live as soon as I get the proof in. So can't wait to get that going. I do have, so I can show you guys, bam, and screen. There you go. It's still in Photoshop, so it's not like the full book, but it's just a, kind of glimpse at what the book's going to look like. Of course, spine running like that, barcode, so you can get a good idea for how it'll look. But anyways, finish with that. There we go, back to the camera. Finish with that, and then did some, while I'm clicking back and forth, had some hiccups with the different scenes and sources storing on OBS. So I ended up doing some couple split videos testing with Facebook Live from my CJ Halleck Facebook page, and I also went live from 3 or 4 other little smaller accounts that I have, smaller pages. They're just kind of like test pages that really don't have anything on it. I'm just using them to test, so it's not something, hopefully nobody comes across that content. But yeah, other than that, did some client work. And while I'm on that, and I did notate this, if you're in the middle, like if you have a website and you don't have an SSL installed, or you have an SSL installed but you're not getting the padlock, I want to show you. There's a website called whynopadlock.com. Let me open this up real quick. Throw it on the screen just so you can see. Basically, this is your best friend if you are installing an SSL certificate. And the reason I say that is you literally come in here and you can put in a website, agree that you're not a robot, and click test page, and it will go out and run through tests on your website and come back and tell you exactly what is wrong and why you don't have the padlock, if you don't have this little padlock up here in the corner. Which it used to be green, but once Google Chrome redid their thing, it went to gray. But either way, if you have this closed padlock, that means your site is secured with an SSL certificate. And so you can come through here, and of course this one is secure, but if it's not, like it will say you have mixed content, which means you'll have some links on the site that are still showing HTTPS, or still showing HTTP instead of HTTPS. Awesome tool. I don't want to dig into that much, but just thought I'd go ahead and let you guys know about that. So yeah, worked on a few things, of course, obviously, based on what I'm discussing. Had to do some SSL work today. Other than that, the next thing I started doing a blog. Kind of concept for the digital Daily Hustle Report. Next, I did attempt to go on a run with Walnut today with my pit bull. And I'll tell you right now, if you ever want to know if you are in shape or not, take a pit bull for a run. Where the first half of your run is completely uphill. Thought I was about to fall out. My legs are 100% rubber. But that being said, other than that, I got some groceries. And then went into, and this is something, it's going to sound weird when I say this, but I think 100%, like a trillion% better than any other time during the day than when I'm in the shower. I just zone out and I get the steam rolling, and it's just one of those things, and I've said for years that a steam room is probably the most important thing that I have on my dream list. When everyone has that dream house, like my dream, one of the biggest things aside from a full custom recording studio, and a basketball court, but one of the main things that I have is a steam room, because I can think so clear. And there's times, and I used to think I was weird, and then I read Do You by Russell Simmons, and Russell Simmons had discussed that he's the same way. He used to sit in I think it was one of his producers' apartments when they first started Def Jam, and would literally lock himself in the bathroom, like shorts and a t-shirt and a notepad, and the shower and kitchen faucet or the bathroom sink just running on full hot water just to steam up the room, so he can sit there and mind map or whatever he was doing, brainstorming and stuff, thought processing on the business and whatnot. And then he went into different actual reasons why that works and why it helps your brain and all this and that and the other. But so anyways, I'm in the shower and I'm thinking, and I remember talking to I talked to one of my old senior chiefs from the Navy about a week and a half ago, and there was a story. One of the people that we worked with that used to tell, and it was one of those stories. It was kind of weird, but at the same time, it was like kind of deep. And the way and I tried to kind of rewrite it, with a little bit of a twist, I guess you would say. Basically, it's a boy and a girl going to school together. The boy's obsessed with the girl as soon as, like, love at first sight type thing, and he finally builds up the courage to write this girl a note. And it's very simple. Do you like me? Yes or no. Circle one. Circle yes or no, or something like that. And he holds on to that note, and it's, by the time he finally gives the girl a note, it's kind of a little damp where it's been in his sweaty palms all day. Hands her the note, freaks out, starts blushing, turning red, and takes off running. Next day, the girl comes up and just this quirky grin, hands the note back, and instead of yes or no being circled, underneath it, she wrote in maybe and circled the word maybe. And then over, a few weeks, he tried over and over again to give her the notes, and each time would do something different, would draw a picture in the corner, put stickers on it or whatever. And then finally, she ended up saying yes. Years later, they end up dating, end up going through the same basic exchange and questioning as he took her out to eat for a nice dinner, had already cleared it with her parents, gets down on one knee and asks, and her answer was maybe. And it wasn't like it was a joke, like she legitimate says maybe, and he starts freaking out, and then days went by, he starts thinking about it and thinking that he's doing something wrong. Finally had a chance to sit down and ask her, and what she replied was something to the nature of, if you know something is absolutely going to happen, or that you absolutely have something, you have zero passion in pursuing that thing anymore if you know 100% it's going to happen, because you kind of get comfortable in what you're doing. And if you know there's no chance, then you're not even going to pursue it at all. But a maybe will lead you to put more passion in behind what you're pursuing. And it's one of those things, and it's kind of like the phrase that there is magic in the word maybe. And if you look at that, even, in sales, if, someone says maybe, you can, kind of feed off of that and kind of use that to build on the relationship with that customer, that potential customer, potential client, or whatever, to build the relationship and find out why that maybe is not a yes. Kind of build a relationship, relate with them more, understand what their actual needs are, things of that nature. And so it's just one of those things. It's kind of a deep concept, the deeper you actually get into it. Like I said, I kind of tried to rewrite this story, and it's worded a lot better in the blog, so be sure to go check the blog out on cjhalleck.com. But outside of that, so I'm not kind of rambling anymore, because I've already gone a little bit longer than I was planning to today. Overall, had a really good day. Still bouncing around, hoping that I get that email from Amazon Direct or Kindle Direct Publishing to go ahead and get the book published and move forward with the next step to get it published at least. But that being said, hope everybody has a great day. Be great. Stay boosted. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care. Maybe I can get the outro going. Here we go. Have a good one.